What's up? Hope everyone's having a good day. So today I want to do a video on Jessica Schilder. She is a thrower from the Netherlands. She is the Netherlands national record holder with a throw of 2033 meters. She is a two-time European champion, multiple-time medalist, multiple-time finalist in World Championships, both indoors and outdoors. And overall, I just love her technique so much. I think she's a very underrated technician. I'm not making a video in my series called the Underrated Series videos about her, or Underrated Throwers videos about her, simply just because she's just new to the scene. And I mean, I just don't think she's underrated just because of that, really, although she might be. But I just love her technique. So sorry about this angle. I know it's not the best angle in the world. This is like a 20+ meter throw. I forget how far. Obviously, it's an indoor Netherlands record. I think this is like a 2030 or something. It's a really, really good throw. Alright, so let's get into this throw. So again, sorry about the angle. She doesn't have that many videos of her that I wouldn't get copyright for. So, or at good angles. So this is like a far throw I got at the best angle I could. So I do apologize. Usually I like to do these from the back. This is probably one of the worst angles ever to film, to analyze a throw, but whatever, we'll just deal with it. Alright, so it of course didn't capture her entire wind. So, but it got the important part. So she started doing this recently, and I think it's paying big dividends. So, you know, like Krauser does, like the Krauser slide where he takes a step and then turns with his left foot. Well, she kind of does a similar thing. It kind of does the same thing, and not really. It does a different thing, but I love it because she's experimenting. So you notice that she's all on her right side and her left foot's in the air. Alright, so right here, what she does is she puts it down and then turns. Alright, so she's not stepping to the side. She's kind of leaning on her right and then just putting the left foot down instead of just starting on both feet and then going. So I think she does this, one, to create just a little bit more rhythm out the back of the circle, and then two, I think she does this simply just because I think it gives you a little more weight on your left foot. So it gives you, it doesn't get you wider on your left foot. It gets you more weight and like an impulse on your foot, on your left foot. So it just makes it easier to turn. All right. So it's not, again, I don't really it's not like I don't recommend any of this stuff. It's just, obviously, someone throwing this far knows what she's doing. So for any like new people to the sport and intermediate people, I would recommend not doing this stuff until you can actually do the full throw without all these quirks. Because before this, she was still a 20-meter thrower, or a high 19-meter thrower. So that's a very, very good thrower. All right, so she already pretty much like did all she really could with that technique. Alright, and this is just to get that little extra something something. Alright, so let's get into this. So now she has both feet on the ground. Alright, so I love this. So she's pretty tall, so she starts pretty tall and then gets here, and I want you guys to pay attention to this left ankle. So, if you notice, she never really lets this heel drop that much. So, she keeps the left heel stiff. And I think that's very good. And if you notice that she turns, too. So, she turns. So, she doesn't really get that wide. She kind of looks a little like Maggie Ewan out the back, a little bit. In terms of she's not getting super wide. She's just kind of turning and going. Which, as long as you have weight on this left foot, and it looks like, I know it's very hard to tell, but it looks like this left armpit, and everything is over. Left armpit, left knee, and left foot are in line with each other. I know it's hard to tell, so she might not be, but I'm assuming she is. So she has weight over the left foot. She's not falling back. So that's very good. So she gets here, turns, really, really nice. And the reason why I pointed out this left ankle, so I see this in a lot of beginners, is that they never really turn the left foot. They kind of just turn their whole body, and so the knee is over here, but their foot is still over here. So they're kind of turning with their knee instead of connecting their whole left side together, or at least at the minimum this part. So basically, you want to feel like you're flexing your shin a little. So like you're gonna flex your ankle in dorsiflexion, all right, or your toes pointed up. And what that's gonna do is it's gonna stiffen your ankle, but the front part of your ankle. So like the front top of your ankle that's connecting your shin. All right, so this part right here. All right, so you don't want to feel like you're doing a calf raise because you don't want to stand up. All right. So, but the whole point is basically you want to prevent this heel from going down. Okay, you want to just keep it the same level. All right, and it will just naturally go like this, simply just because you're putting weight over and you want to get this angle right here. You don't want to just be straight up in the air. All right, and you'll just naturally do that. All right, so that's very good. All right, and so also before we move on from the back of the ring, her right side is very good as well. So she keeps the right foot on the ground until she's at 90. So very nice. Gets nice separation between the hips. I know it's very hard to see that. Gets a very, very nice sweep. Gets super. I love the shin. The shin angle is very nice. So really down. And I really like her use of the left arm out the back. So she really uses his left arm to turn. So she's not one of the throwers that keeps the left arm inside the left knee, which is mostly what I prefer. But if you notice, she's not like yanking the left arm. She's just letting it free a little and using it to help her turn. But then what she does is she stops it once she gets to here, and and her chest is going to the middle. All right. And then she brings the left arm in. All right, so she stops it. So I see this in a lot of beginners as well. The left arm never stops. All right, and instead of your chest pointed that way, it's pointed that way. So that's what I call open out the back. So, and that's not a good thing because that just means you're gonna over rotate, go that way, and you lose all the energy you created. Because you're just on your left foot too long and you lost all the separation in your body. All right, so she pulls her left arm in as the right leg is going in as well. So she times this beautifully. So as the right leg or the sweep leg is going around the left leg, she pulls her left arm in. And what that does is it slows down her upper body and speeds up her lower body, which is what you want. You want to hold the chest to the sector and let the sweep leg go around and get ahead of the left arm. All right, to create that separation between the legs and the hips. Sorry, the legs and the upper body. All right, so she gets here, gets off the left. Really nice sprint phase. And if you notice, so she gets here and her left leg does not fully extend. All right, she still has a slight bend in her knee, and that's what you want because you want to be going forward. Oops, you want to be going forward. You don't want to be going up. All right, so really nice touchdown here. Lands really nice shot put and everything. It's not a straight line. Hold on. Shot put over her right side, so very nice. She's not standing up. She's just keeping the same level. Lands nice. Does not drop this right heel as well in the middle. Just keeps it turning. Now she lands like a little bit open, but I like to think of it like the Tom Walsh kind of open, where if you notice that her right side is, like her right hip and her shot put is so separated. Like her right hip is so far that way and her shot put is back that way. So she technically, in my opinion, is not landing open. And with a 4K, you don't necessarily really need to, because if you're strong enough and powerful enough, which she is, she can get away with stuff like this. Most men are not strong enough to throw a 16 like this, or fast enough to get away with this like a Tom Walsh, or a Zane Weir. So I would say this is mainly a woman thing that you can do. But I mean, people coach, rightly so, that, you know, shoulders facing back and the head facing the back of the ring when you're in this position. But as long as the hip is ahead of the shot put, it doesn't really matter, honestly. You know, because at the end of the day, I mean, she threw 20 plus meters. So, I mean, obviously this is a good throw. So, she lands here really, really nice. And I want you to pay attention to this right heel again. So, the reason why the heel's dropping is a very, very bad thing in the throw, both out the back and in the middle, is because the second your heel drops, it will tend to make your hip collapse, so you don't have that stable body. So imagine like a flagpole, all right? If you take out the support or make the support super wiggly, you know, or the base of it, it's going to make the flagpole go all weird, all right, and go all squirrely. And the same, think of yourself as a flagpole, all right? And if someone like unscrews some of the screws on the base or whatever, and it starts to make you wobble, you're not going to throw far, because now your energy is trying to keep you balanced instead of producing power. All right? So that's why. That's why it's important. You know, it's just like in sprinting. You know, in sprinting, the heels never really drop once they're like pushing. All right? Like, imagine that. Like, you'd just be jumping up in the air all the time, and you wouldn't go very fast if your ankles weren't stiff when you're sprinting. And it's the same thing here when you're throwing. So you want to keep that in mind as well. So I would highly recommend doing a bunch of ankle and like shin exercises, because those are a very overlooked muscle, and it's something that throwers need to work on a lot, especially the heavier you get and the better you get, because the better you get, you need to produce, your ankles need to be able to withstand that force that the rest of your body's producing, all right? So keep that in mind. But let's get back to this technique. So really nice long left arm here, turns all the way so her shoulders square to finish, square to the sector, and so she gets here, one frame out of her hand, basically. Yeah, basically one frame out of her hand. So that's basically the timing you want. So, you know, she's on the floor until the shot basically out of her hand. And that's the timing you want. Really, really nice block here. So everything is really nice. So she pushes her left side back while she pushes her right forward. And that basically helps her not fly out of the ring and makes her block even more solid and her right side turn even more through the shot put. All right. And like I always say, so her left foot lands here. Oh, sorry, the camera moves. All right, so left foot lands here, here. Yeah, so she reverses, gets all that into it. It's hard to tell because the camera moves forward, so I can't really make that line. But it pretty much, she got all her energy into it, so her right foot replaced her left foot. So it's very nice. And then just a nice, easy save. All right, so it's super simple. And her back of the ring honestly reminds me a lot of Dylan Armstrong, who I have made a video on as well, so go check that out. But it's very, very nice. In terms of her chest being slightly down, a little bit hunched a little bit. but just stays super low to the ground and just moves super simple and super efficiently. I love her as a technical model because she just throws so easily, and it's just super repeatable. She's always super consistent, and I love that throw. I think that's a very good technical model for woman nowadays. And yeah, overall, love her throw so much. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you want anything more in the any tips or tricks or whatever in shot put, discus, hammer, or javelin. If you want me to do any other analysis of any throwers. And yeah, I'll see you all later. Have a good day.